Hey everybody, Wes Comer here, and just wanted to really quickly show you one more quick tip for this week. And going back to the first one that I posted about the letterpress styles. So I'm going to go back through that whole tutorial just really quick and then show you a nifty trick. So we're going to start a new document, and we want that to be 1024 by 768, 72 DPI, and RGB color. Hit OK. There we are. So first thing we're going to do is create our background. We'll go with the same orange. And then I'm going to use our brush, 768 pixels, and change the mode to multiply. I'm just going to kind of trace around the outside. And remember what I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it's kind of better if it's not. If the lighter area inside is a little off, that's perfect. And then we're going to go back around the edges with a brush that's about 360 pixels to kind of burn those edges a little bit. Add some depth. Fantastic. All right. And so it's still kind of flat looking, so we're going to go filter, noise, add noise, 1.5%. I already have it built in there. Gaussian distribution and monochromatic. Hit OK. All right. So this is where we started adding our text, and I believe our title for that little tutorial was All in His Hand. I use Cyclone, make that much larger, and it's all kind of squished, so pardon me while I fix my text here. I love this font, almost to the point probably of overusing it. Such a cool font, and it was not a freebie, but you know, it's kind of like a wardrobe with fonts. You want to have a few really nice pieces that you invest in, that you wear a lot, and they're worth the expense. So I think this font was $40, maybe $45, and it comes with 3 weights. This kind of background, and then this is called shaded, and then there's a version that is just this thinner inside called inline, and all of them are just fantastic pieces. So okay, enough yapping about that. Let's go to color overlay, choose a color from the corner here that's a little darker, and then turn on my inner shadow. I'm going to zoom in here so we can really see what I'm doing, and I'm going to set that to 4, the size down to 4. I may have done that a little differently in the tutorial, so it's all the same effect. You can monkey around with those, but as long as you're dialing it back and you're getting a semi-soft edge in along here, then you're in good shape. And then the last piece, of course, was that we added the drop shadow, and we changed it to normal, color to white. Size was down to 0. Size, by the way, here is what gives you the fuzziness. That's why we're setting that to 0. So all the way down gives you this harsh, crisp line. Then when you set the distance down to 1 or 2, let's see which is here. 2 is probably a little better here. Okay, and then we're going to dial that opacity back just a little bit. Okay, now this is how we set the text in the example I gave you on Monday. So ta-da, we're done. And that took what, like a minute and a half, maybe? But let's say you want to reuse this effect and you have even less time than a minute and a half. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it has happened to me before. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new layer style from this effect, but we're going to have to make some adjustments first. Because if we save this style as it is right now, you're always going to get an orange fill color. And we don't want that. So here's what we're going to do. Just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to turn off the color overlay, and so you can see the original color of my text here. So I'm going to go up here, Styles, Blending Options, and click on that. And right here, we got some more choices to kind of turn an effect into something a little bit more useful across multiple designs. So I'm going to take the fill opacity all the way down, and you can see already that's pretty cool. So that's something that we could put on any background, right? It doesn't have to be this orange. It could be purple. It could be a patterned background. It could be a photo. Could use that. But the problem is that very hard to read. So what we're going to do is go back to our color overlay, and instead of using this darker orange, we're going to set this to black. Okay. And then we're going to dial that opacity way back. And then set the blend mode to overlay. Let's back up a little bit. And you can see now this is something that we could use. Okay, let me show you a little trick just to prove that I'm not crazy. I'm going to turn this background blue. And it works. Or we'll turn it green. And it works. It's magic. Okay, so to save this to where you can use it again, and all I did there was underneath my layer where I had set all these styles, I double-clicked effects to open this layer style menu back up. And then right here, you've got OK, cancel, and then new style. So I'm going to hit new style. I'm going to name this Letterpress. Include layer effects, include layer blending options. This one's really important since we set that one blending mode to overlay in the color overlay. So hit OK, hit OK again, and now I'm going to go to my styles menu, and lo and behold, here it is. Now what's really cool about this is it works on text, but it works on anything that's in a layer too. So I'm going to set a blank layer here, and let's see, I'm going to open up a recent file, the Twitter logo. I believe this is the old school version, but that's okay. It'll work for what we're doing here. So I'm going to paste that in here. And it's text, I know, but imagine with me that it is a graphic instead. And so now when I click this button, ta-da, automatically the effect is added. And so it's going to work for anything that's on this layer. So if you draw on this layer, you're going to get that nifty cutaway, right? So there's all kinds of possibilities. You can look up icons online and put them into your composition, add this effect, and boom, instant graphic beauty. So hopefully this has been helpful for everybody. If you have any questions, let me know. And what I'll probably do is also attach this layer style to the blog post so you can just download it so you don't even have to recreate it. It's the ultimate in laziness. I am here to please everybody, apparently. So, okay, there you go. Have a great weekend.